Okay, podcast. Get nervous. Live movie screen. This is Avengers number 5. And I have my superheroes in my class. We just prayed for world peace and a fantastic week. And we pray for the week off next week. You guys know you have a week off next week? If you're good. If you're good. And that's correct. Just which one page? We're going to do E and F. Nope, E and F on the angles. So let me write this down on the smart board so you guys can follow along at home. Yesterday we had 1.2 billion viewers on this podcast. Unbelievable. Oprah called me. She wants an interview. I said, no time, Oprah. Just going to call you Hope. She said, sure. I said, okay, Hope. Maybe later. This one, we've got to determine whether it's sine, cos, or tan to determine an angle. And remember, angles, you're going to do inverse sine, inverse cos, inverse tan 97% of the time. So we have an opposite. Next thing is we have to decide what is that. And of course, we are using the Math Karate Sakatoa to determine what to do. Oh. What is it? Sine, cos, tan, my friends? And good job. So tan of y, the angle, you can only take the tan of an angle. Make sure that's an angle. Equals 33. And just concentrate, because sometimes I see students mix this up. Not often, but sometimes. And if you do that, I can give you like 25%. That's about it. Okay, once you get that, do you cross multiply? No, you do not. Don't do that, you do inverse tan. Okay, so inverse tan of 33 30 nits. Let's check your calculator, second tan. 33 divided by 39, someone has an answer? 40. Can I get 40? Checkaroo, thumbs up, yep, 7 up. Close your eyes, I'll touch your thumb. What a blast. I can't. F. We got some alpha. 9 and 14. Okay, this is on the side, the angles. Which one angles you had for homework? Okay, we're just going to do 2 of them. Here we have OPP. Here we have hippopotamus. So that means sine of fishy equals 9/14. Fishy equals inverse sine of 9/14. And alpha equals what? Somebody? Thank you. 40 again? Okay, you're just making this up now. You just put 40 for everything? It's probably not going to work out on the test. But 3 and F, you got 100%. Good stuff. Any questions at home? No? Okay, good. Any questions in class? We're good? Okay. So our quiz is going to be on this. I'm going to give you a triangle. You've got to determine whether it's sine, cos, or tan. I'll provide you with the formulas, but at this point, I probably don't have to. Okay, if you need to keep correcting that, pause. Otherwise, I'm going to extend page and move on to the side sheet. Come on. So let's do sides now. And we're going to do G and H on the sides. So flip the page. G is the bottom left corner triangle with 7.7 as the hypotenuse. And X. What do you guys think? Sine, cos, or tan? Cos is correct. Good. There's no opposite, so we have a cos of 71. Morning, guys. And is it x over 7.7 or 7.7 over x? So the safest thing to do is put the hypotenuse on the bottom, and then your eyes won't play a trick on you. Now we cross multiply because we have sides, and that's just the Pythagorean theorem. We got 7.7 cos 71. And then I can probably do this and show you how to punch that in instead of the inverse tan. We're going to put 7 decimal 7, cos 71, not inverse cos, just cos, and that's it. 2 decimal 5, full marks, centimeters. Don't forget to put centimeters. Remember units. We're doing the sides sheet. Last 2 questions. And hippo. We got a 22, 18 decimal 4, muchachos, and y, hut. And again, another cosine. No opposite means cos. So cos y or cos 22? Okay, you know it's cos of an angle, everything falls into place. Hypotenuse on the bottom, which one's hypotenuse? Good job, and this is a 2-stepper. Y cos 22 equals 18 decimal 4 divided by cos 22, divide both sides by cos 22. Y equals, warning, punch out your calculator, 18 decimal 4 divided by cos 22, and somebody who's got all the right answers so far? 19 decimal 8. You may get that? Not quite. What'd you get? You got 19 more points? Yes? Yep. Yeah, good job. That's exactly where I was going to. I was going to say, is there any questions? And then no one's going to put their hand up. I said, you liars. How do you F? Okay, so good question. And let me write it for people at home. Okay, so pause this if you're still correcting GH. If not, let me come back in red. So question was, Bravo, how do you do F? And my question is, how don't you do F? How don't you do F? Okay, you could. There's actually plenty of options to do F. What's the only way you can't do F? What's that? Cosine would be cos 44 equals 15 over 19. It sounds great, but why can't you use that?
Because you're not find anything. You already have the equation.
Good. There's no x, right? You're trying to find x. Cos 44 equals 15 over 19 doesn't really help us. So, but if you did this 3 different ways, you're going to get 3 different answers, and that's because I created a triangle that doesn't exist. There's no triangle at a 44-degree angle with these sides that still create a 90-degree angle, so don't worry about that. On the test, everything will be the same. But this one, I just took about 10 seconds to create, and there it exists. And it's just a different question. And again, there's 3 options. You can use sine, you can use tan, and you can use, what else can you use? Yep, Pythagorean theorem, because you got 2 sides and you find the 3rd side. Okay, so you have 3 options for F. Good question. That's fun. Okay, so let's go to the review of trigonometry and do these questions on this page. So I'll give you 5 minutes to do as many as you can on page 14. There's a nice review of trig there. There's all the different types of questions I can give you, where inverse sine, inverse cos, inverse tan to find an angle, or you can subtract angles like we did in solving triangles yesterday. And for side, you can cross multiply 1-stepper, cross multiply 2-stepper, or Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so go ahead and work on this page, and we'll correct it, and then we'll have a quizzy soon. Okay, let's play math. But before you wimps get going on the math, I will tell you that when I worked at MLT and I was downtown Regina, I once walked to work twice when the wind chill was minus 72. I wore every single piece of clothing that I had and 3 pairs of boots. And I walked to work twice and didn't die, but I thought maybe I shouldn't do this, but it wasn't that far. But yeah, Saskatchewan, we have weeks of minus 30, minus 40, not just days. You big wimps, you Albertans. Okay, let's move on. Is this sign coast or tan, my friends? Good, so I'm going to do it pretty quickly with your help. Inverse sine. Yeah, it's recording, that's good. And then someone give me an answer, and there's full number, full marks. Thank you. M? 49. You want to get 49? Yep. Okay. Subtract angles. Ruby, got you do this one. Okay, if this is 90, would these add up to?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
If this adds up to 90, which it does, it's a right angle, then these two add up to how much? Yeah. So if you have one angle, you know the other angle is 90, subtract the other. Okay, so don't leave this one. There's nothing to do. There's no sine, cos, or tan, but there is some math involved. You can, now that's going to happen 97% of the time. The green's going to happen 3% of the time. But if I did give you a question like that, you have to know how to do it. Okay, and that's because all angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. Okay. Cross multiply sides. Is this sine, cos, or tan? Tan, good job. Tan of x or tan of 31? Tan of the angle. Okay, something like that. One stepper. 15 tan, my old high school football number, equals what? 9.0. With a 0. Check. Yep. The whole, every row says yep, so that must be yep. And then the 2-stepper has no opposite, so it sounds like cosine to me. And I'm going to run into this green guy. I don't want to make it too messy. So that may just right here, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Cos 64, 8 over x or x over 8? 8 over x. Sounds like you're guessing. Good job guessing, right? You got x cos 64 equals 8. Are we done, or do we have to divide by cos 64? Good. Because x is not by itself, so now it's x times cos 64. You do the opposite operation of multiplying by cos 64, which is dividing by cos 64. Tell me. 18.2. She's still frosty from outside, and she's still answering math. Good. What are we, meters? Can we get 18.2? Yep. Here it comes. And lastly, Pythagorean theorem. Is this the addition or subtraction formula? Why is it the subtraction formula? Good job. It is. Oops. Because you're finding a side that's not the hypotenuse. What's the opposite side here? Quick. What's the opposite side? 6, 9, or x? What's the opposite side? I'm trying to confuse you. There's no opposite side because there's no angle. So if you had an angle, then you'd have an opposite. So if you don't have an angle, you know that it's Pythagorean theorem. What is this when you go punchy? Actually, let me do this one since we haven't done a Pythagorean theorem question. So on guard, second, square root, 9 squared, which is just 81, subtract 64, never mind, 36. Equals 6.7. Full marks. Close. And now you got to put x equals 6.7 meters because it is distance. You have to discount the negative answer. And you should probably put man there as well. Because it is distance, man. Hi.
Why did you put a 60?
This one? I can't hear. What'd you say? 6 squared. The first I put 64. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. It's quiz time. Say that. Let me say that again. If you are finished the quiz, move on to your homework on solving triangles. And go to page 16. Okay, and do these 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. And we'll give a couple people some extra time to finish up the quiz. Remember, solving triangles, the first thing you should do is write down 1, 2, 3. Because when you finish one thing, you feel like you're done because you've always been done. Solving triangles, you need to find 2 sides and an angle, or 2 angles and a side. So please write down 1, 2, 3 so you don't forget to do the 2 and the 3. Right. Let's move on and do some Wheel of Fortune. No bankruptcy. Okay, let me roll the dice and see who guesses the first letter. And that is 27. That's too many people. Let's divide that. 13 and a half. Let's go 13. These are not many people. So 36, 13. Okay. Jonas, give us the letter. 4 letter word. Put on my chair. On my chair. Thank you. Any letter. Yeah. Talk to me. Jonas. You're last. Lucas here. Yeah, there's no chance. No chance of winning $1 million. $1,000 bucks. Come on. Get your letter. J-O. And she gets J-O. Nope. Pen. Sorry? A. Good job. Now you just have to solve it for $1,000. Not real fake money. Next. Yep, what's the word? Guess the letter. Kendra. Guess a word. Guess a letter, sorry. Guess a word. Guess a letter. Still like 42 letters left. C. Nope. L. Nope. Quick. Just hurry up. I know you guys are trying to cheat. No reading, just guessing. Having fun. Here you go. S. Oh. He's got it. Now you have to guess the word. 5 seconds. Ah. No, you have to guess the word.
Oh.
Nah. Wow. You have to guess the word. Ah. Oh, good try. Cindy? Guess. Guess the letter. Yeah. Nope. Nope. Look at these wide eyes and crinkly eyebrows. I love it. Oh. Nope. Come on. Doesn't have to make sense. Nope. Good try. Nope. 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 I mean, Lucas, it's your chance. Everyone blew it. It's easy. It's obvious. Q. Good try. Have my nickname. Nope. 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 Yes, it's R. FAFSA. That's the 4 steps to problem solving on the same page. Read, plan, solve, answer. Okay. Now, let me get some gum away first. Glad to give some gum to Grandpa. There you go, Pops. You're welcome. Okay. So now you'll understand why I'm so bitter, because I had a chance to be world famous and someone stole my song and they became world famous. Basically the exact same song. So everyone stand up, we're going to sing our song and dance together. Don't worry, the video's not on you, probably. And let's wake up on this terrific Tuesday. Okay, so everyone do an R with their hands. R, come on. R, P, S, A. Everyone do the R, P, S, A. See, that's my song. You know where. Okay, so you're going to help me with the arm movements, and then I'm going to embarrassingly sing and turn red, but luckily I have a mask on. Okay, ready? R, P, S, A. Everyone do the R, P, S, A. First you read, 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 read. Do the R, P, S, A. Come on, need your help. R, P, S, A. Then you plan, draw a diagram. Everyone do the R, P, S, A. R, P, S, A. Then you solve the questions you love. Huh? R, P, S, A. Then you do an answer sentence. Don't forget the units of measurement. Hey, R, P, S, A. Those village people leaving my math songs for their own gain. Okay. You guys that weren't here are lucky you weren't here. The first thing we have to understand is drawing accurate diagrams. And I'm trying to think, do I have... Yeah, I've got that coming up. So let's draw these angles. And I might have to extend this so you guys can see it better. There we go. So you guys need to know how to draw a 90-degree angle, of course. Go ahead and draw that. You have to know how to draw a 45-degree angle, which is right down the middle. Everyone do that on this page, page 16, everyone. You have to know how to draw a 60-degree angle, but first let's draw a 30-degree angle. So a 30-degree angle, this is how I draw it. I draw an arc, and then I break it up into thirds. So that's a 30. You can draw every angle as 45 degrees. Say that's 17, and say that's 32, and say that's 67. That makes no sense. That's a 45-degree angle. So that's what you say for 45-degree angles. If you have a 60-degree angle, again, if I break it up into thirds, that's 2/3 of 90. So this is your 60-degree angle. If you have a 58-degree angle, you can draw a 60-degree angle. If you have a 63-degree angle, you can draw a 60-degree angle. This would be perfectly accurate. But you should know it's bigger than 45. What's a 22-degree angle? Well, you cut that into 45, and then you cut 45 into half. Sorry, kind of missed my mark there. There's your 45, and then you cut 45 into half. There's your 22. A little easier to do when you're not on the smartboard. And lastly, 9 degrees, you're going to cut the 22 in half. So cut the 45, that's 22, and now you cut, and that's 9 degrees. So you can see 9, 10, 11 degrees, pretty small sliver of an angle. But you don't draw this and say, oh, this is 9 degrees. Liar. It is not. Don't be a liar. So if I give you a 67-degree angle, I'm going to see if it looks like this. Otherwise, you're going to lose your diagram marks. If I see a 22-degree angle, it's going to need to look something like that. I'm not going to take a protractor, but at the same time, you can't draw 45-degree angles for everything, man. So go ahead and try these 4 on your own. 10 degrees, 62, 24, 78. Pause the podcast, and when you're ready, unpause it. Test on. And what in the world are you doing outside? Is my teaching so boring that you have to go into minus 72-degree weather to wake up? Oh. Okay, here's a 10-degree angle. You'll get used to drawing 10 degrees, but right now we'll go 45, then 22, and then cut it to 10. You guys have something like that for 10 degrees? Yep. Pardon me?
The principal's room.
You're looking for me? Okay. You tell I was hiding? Okay, thank you. So this is 60. So there's your 62-degree angle. Hopefully it's not as guessy as you think it is, if you know 45s and the 30s. 24, it's just like 22. 45, there's my 24-ish. Again, a lot easier pen and paper. Anybody get 24s like that? Half 45 is good enough. And then this one, 78. Well, if you know that this is 10, if you can just cut that much off a 90, I guess I should have done it this way. You can go 78 degrees like that. Make sense? Okay, so if you know a couple things about angles, you can pretty much draw them all. And let's draw accurate diagrams for the next 3 years instead of everything 45 degrees. Everything's not 45 degrees. Okay, let's just imagine 45 degrees Celsius right now. I said to what? I'd be burned to a crisp. But, yeah, that's not fun fishing. Diagrams must be accurate. Here are 2 examples of inaccurate diagrams. Go ahead and try to figure out what is wrong with these 2. I'll give you 90 seconds. Everyone, just listen to this. Listen to this. Oh, Coca-Cola. This one tastes so good. Because it's one of the 6 that Mr. Humphrey paid me when the Flames beat the Oilers. I'm not tired anymore. Okay, so what's wrong with this diagram? Huh?
17.
Yeah, what do you think it is about?
It's like,
Yeah, it's like 45. Depends on, looks about 45-ish or a little less maybe. Pretty much right on there. What's wrong with this diagram? Jack?
The side is not 10 meters, it's the one's 12.
Okay, good. Not to scale. Okay, so this side is 1, 2, 3 times bigger than 10, and they've got it as 12, right? So this should be like 32-ish, not 12. So be careful with sides as well. This is not to scale. And again, if you did that, I would take marks off for an inaccurate diagram. Your turn to do these 3. And if you have a ladder, please draw a ladder. If you have a tree, draw a tree. If you have a ramp, don't break your arm. You have time to do this. And that's probably it. So take 3 minutes, 4 minutes to draw those diagrams. Okay, let's rock and or roll. A base of a ladder makes a 60-degree angle. So all these have right triangles in them in grade 10, okay? So draw a right triangle. 60 degrees is about right there. So that's my 60-degree angle, and then I'm going to draw a ladder. Okay, I'm going to draw a ladder. That makes it easier when I ask what's the length of the ladder. You can see what the length, that means find the hypotenuse. It says how far up the ladder, how far up the tree is the ladder, then you know it's this one. Okay, so draw your tree, draw your ladder. Height of a tree is 30 meters. 30 from here. So what would 10 be? Well, it'd be 1/3 of 30, right? So that'd be 10. So that, if you draw an accurate diagram, you can tell, and sorry, write down shadows on ground. Shadow is on ground, always, even though they do float on the side. But for math, we're going to say shadows are always on the ground, or they're on the bottom. They don't float on the hypotenuse. And let's label the meters as well, meters and meters. But you can see if I ask you for the angle of elevation, it's going to be a steep angle. It's going to be an angle that's quite large, close to 90. And C, sorry, I'm going to go over here for C. Ramp has a 10-degree slope. Well, we saw that already. That was about a 10-degree slope. And that's the ramp. That's what you take your skateboard on and do this flippy thing and land on your head and have some fun. Woo-hoo. That's it. God bless an awesome day.